Week in review 11/28/2022. Last week, sorry for the sound that dropped off. It dropped off at about 17 minutes of 20-minute video. Um, my audio system, I guess the battery on this mic died. I had to come up with a better system. I'll keep working on that. Santa Cruz County SWAT snipers came out today. We had a good time this morning training for a few hours, worked on some fundamentals, was able to film a cool video of them shooting at one of the targets at almost 300 yards and caught the bullet impact on the steel. Check that out at my hunting Instagram, TDC Hunts, at TDC Hunts. Spartan update. So we have close to, actually it's interesting. I was looking at one of the registration sheets last week before I had to call with the Spartan guys, and we had close to 100 people signed up. And I was like, that's okay. Not a great number, but it's a decent number. Then I got on the call with them, and they're talking about, almost 300 people. And I said, well, what do you mean? And they said, oh, you were looking at the kids sheet. And I said, oh, so they had a sheet just for the kids registered, and there was almost 100. And then for adults, there's about close to 300. It's probably at 300 now. 300 adults registered, plus we're represented by about 50 different affiliates. So there's over 50 affiliates, around 300 adults, and close to over 100 kids, or around 100 kids. So the turnout's going to be really good. I'm excited about it. It's in San Francisco this Saturday. They're putting us all in heats from 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock, and they're giving us a little area of the stadium to kind of hang out. I asked if we could do like a tailgating thing outside in the parking lot, but apparently that stadium in San Francisco, they don't have a parking lot like traditional ballparks. You just park around the city. So we can't tailgate, but we'll be able to hang out in the stadium. And then afterwards, Katie Hogan is working with some local affiliates to organize a get-together and have some light snacks and drinks that evening in one of the affiliates in San Francisco. A quick little affiliate update. I talked to Gary Gaines today and chatted with Austin a little. November is going to end up being one of the strongest months for CrossFit in the U.S. for new affiliates since pre-COVID. And that's pretty exciting because obviously the last 2 years with COVID and everything that happened through COVID and through some of the negative press up to now, the trend was set back. And so to know that we're going to have one of our strongest months in terms of new affiliates coming on board is a really good sign that I think we should all be excited about. More affiliates equal more people being able to be exposed to this great methodology and lives being changed. Don and Gary actually just went to Australia. I was supposed to go on that trip, but I had a scheduling conflict with some other things I had going on back here, so I wasn't able to make it. But they ended up having a few gatherings and get-togethers, and over 150 affiliates were represented there. And they said it was a great trip, great turnout, really enthusiastic community down there. I've been to Australia for CrossFit a number of times, probably close to 10 times, and the community there has always been strong. They've always been gracious, really welcoming, and I can't imagine that that's being held back even at this stage. I imagine they're just getting stronger and growing and more excited than ever. One other thing they mentioned that they said I could mention was the starter kit goes live in December, so in a few days. And here's what the starter kit is. I had to print this out. The starter kit is a full-service interactive experience for prospective and new CrossFit owners. The affiliate starter kit provides a foundation of tools to better prepare for the life cycle of being an operationally sound CrossFit affiliate. The starter kit is designed to help anyone interested in CrossFit affiliate ownership regardless of business expertise. Whether you are in the early stages of thinking about it, you are ready to apply, or you recently opened your gym, or are looking to take over an existing gym, the starter kit is an option to help you understand everything that comes with owning and running an affiliate. So soon, December, the affiliate team, I know they spent a lot of time, put a lot of work into it over the past several months. Excited to see how that hits the community, and specifically those who want to open up an affiliate or a CrossFit gym. On that note, I think I talked about this a few weekend reviews ago, but I met an affiliate recently in Virginia Beach who she opened up her gym in her garage. and that's how she's starting off her affiliate. And I think that's super significant because there was a phase early on in the life cycle of this business where when there was very few affiliates, you would see a lot of affiliates start in their garage, and as they gained more members, they'd move into a smaller space and then move into another space, and so on and so on. So if any of you are thinking about doing this but don't have a facility, start in your garage. Start training people in your backyard, in your garage, even in the local park. Amick Jones, who's now one of Bill's senior guys at Rogue, he ran an affiliate in a park for a very long time. So there's a lot of people who have done that pre getting any facility. So you don't need a major or massive facility to become uh, a CrossFit trainer and someone who's spreading the magic of this methodology out to the world. So I'm not trying to pressure anyone into doing that, but if you want to start, if you want to become an affiliate and you need a little boost, do it in your garage. If you need a little encouragement, start small and then grow from there. One thing I'm going to talk about real quick is I'm going to call it a little shoe review, but it's not really a shoe review. It's my feelings on a few shoes. So I'm going to talk about the CrossFit shoes I wear right now. And before I dive into the ones I wear, let me say this: like, I get all my CrossFit shoes for free, and so like I have never bought a pair of CrossFit shoes. I actually have only had 2 or 3 pairs of Nike Metcons, so I don't have much experience with those. Had a ton of Reeboks, and the Nikes I got. Matt used to send me a pair after he won every year of like his new model. Then he got upset with me or something, so I think he stopped sending me the pairs in the last few years. But so the only Metcons I ever had were those that Matt sent me after he won whatever year, 2 or 3 years in a row. He did that. But other than that, I don't have much experience with them. And plus, I wouldn't want to wear them because Reebok was such a partner for such a long time back then, and so I didn't really have any interest in looking at those shoes. So let me say, since I'm talking about Reebok, that being said, I haven't played with any of the Reeboks lately, the new 12. I had a pair of Fronings about 6 months ago, a year ago, that I really liked. I actually hit up Rory recently and said, hey, that new pair looks cool. And he said he'd send me out a pair. Generally speaking, I've always had enjoyed training with the Nanos. People love the 2s. I felt the 2s maybe were a little too boxy and flat for me, but I know a lot of people did like them boxy in the toe. I liked the later models a lot, specifically because they just felt a little more like you could run in them. So some of the 3 shoes I'm going to talk about are basically the 3 that I work out in now. And for the most part, CrossFit shoes that I work out in, I'm pretty indifferent. I can work out in any, but these 3 I'm going to focus on because I've had a lot of experience and time rotating through these 3. Not this one because it's brand new, but this model. So Noble, I like their clean design. Big fan of their materials and their simple colors and the just overall basic, subtle design of the shoe. And the patterns and the colors, they get really creative on the artistic side of it. So it's easy to like the look of the Noble. Something I want to point out, the Nobles have a 4mm drop. And so, with this flat, that means a 4mm high, it's essentially 4mm high heel. There's a trend now towards a 0 drop, and you're seeing it actually less in CrossFit now. There's a 0 drop trend in running. Probably 5 or 6 years ago in CrossFit, even with some of the Nanos, there was a 0 drop trend. But this 4 is pretty low compared to the other 2 shoes I'm going to talk about. But I don't see too big of a, it doesn't hold me up. So overall, I do like working out in these. The other shoe I've really enjoyed recently training in is the GoRuck. So they're ballistic trainer. Again, kind of like Noble, nice clean design, really simple, some cool materials. This shoe actually has an 8mm heel drop, so higher, much higher, and more aggressive than the heel drop on the Noble. I feel good in these. It could be I enjoy squatting and doing stuff like that in these, probably because of the elevated heel. But another shoe I like, feels a little rugged, a little tough. They have a nice, clean design, and they have a handful of colors. I don't think they have a ton of colors right now, but they have a handful of colors. So this is another shoe I really enjoy working out in. And then finally, this new company called Rad. So where I talk about a clean design, these guys, I think Rad is a little, it's not as simple as a design, but I think it's a really cool shoe. I actually like their look a lot, especially the black on black they just sent me. So I've become a big fan of, oh, and this shoe has a 6 millimeter drop. So somewhere in between. So the Go Ruck had an 8, the Noble had a 4. This shoe has a 6 millimeter drop. And I really enjoy working out in these. I feel like they have nice cushion, simple sole, and I think the design is cool. So I'm used to recently these two with the simple looks, and then this has some design elements that that I feel like kind of would have come out of Reebok or been on a Reebok or even a Metcon, but they're doing something a little different. And so a big fan of these and working out in these now. All three of these shoes are really good shoes for doing any CrossFit workout. But right now, I'm kind of trending towards using the Rad a little more than the others. If I do a workout with running, if it's like 400s, if it's like a Helen workout, I'll use any of those. But if I'm doing some real running, I'll use running shoes. Um, I've run in the Noble running shoes a lot. I'm recently playing around with some trail running shoes and doing some running in those. So I'll do another discussion at one point on the running shoes. And when I'm lifting weights or doing Olympic lifts, which I do sometimes, I use weightlifters. Or if I'm back squatting, I'll use weightlifting shoes. And for those, I do use the Reeboks. I don't know what model it is, but it has a really high heel. Okay, cool. Well, thanks for tuning in. I hope the sound didn't. I hope the sound worked on this one, and I will see you next week.